I let my family believe I was dead for 10 years. They buried an empty coffin. I watched from the shadows. My name is Daniel, though no one has called me that in a decade. I grew up in the shadow of my older brother, Alex. Alex was the golden child, star athlete, straight A student, the kid who remembered his teachers' birthdays. I was the sensitive one, the artist, the one who preferred sketchbooks to sports balls. My parents, especially my father, didn't know what to do with me. Their love felt conditional, a currency earned by achievement, and Alex was a billionaire. The divide became a chasm when I was 16. I came out to my family. My mother cried, not tears of joy. My father didn't speak to me for a week. Alex, the paragon of virtue, told me it was just a phase and that I should try harder with girls. The message was clear. I was a disappointment. The final straw was a brutal fight with my father, who found my hidden journal of sketches and poetry. He called it degenerate. I called him a bigot. He told me I was no son of his. That night, I packed a bag and left. I was 17. I moved to a city 1,000 miles away. I got a job as a barista, then a bartender. I found a community of fellow outcasts, artists, musicians, LGBTQ+ folks who became my chosen family. I changed my name to Leo. I built a life, a small, happy, authentic one. I sent one letter to my mother a year after I left, a simple "I am alive and well." I got no response. The silence was my answer. For 10 years, I built Leo. I had a partner, a man named Sam, who loved me for who I was. We had a small apartment filled with art and laughter. The pain of my birth family was a dull, manageable ache. I thought I had moved on. The past has a way of clawing its way back. A decade after I left, Sam rushed into our apartment, his face pale. "Leo, you need to see this." He showed me a news article on his phone from my hometown. Local man presumed dead in hiking accident. Below the headline was a picture of Alex, my brother. The article stated that he had gone hiking alone in a remote, rugged state park. His car was found at a trailhead. A massive search and rescue operation found no body, but after 2 weeks, they called it off. The theory was that he had fallen into one of the deep, inaccessible ravines. His body lost to the wilderness. A memorial service was scheduled. I felt a confusing whirlwind of emotions, shock, grief, but also a bitter irony. The perfect son, taken too soon. The disappointment, still breathing. A few days later, driven by a morbid curiosity, I used a fake account to look at my mother's social media. It was a shrine to Alex, post after post about her beautiful boy, her angel. And then, I saw a comment from my father on one of her photos. "At least we still have one son to look after us in our old age. One son." The words hit me like a physical blow. After 10 years, I was still erased. My existence was still a footnote, an embarrassment. In their eyes, they had already lost one son to deviancy, and now they had lost the other to tragedy. The grief for Alex was real, but their willingness to write me off was a fresh wound. And then, the most terrible, dark idea began to form. It wasn't a plan at first, just a what if, that whispered in the back of my mind. What if they thought they had lost both sons? What if Daniel was dead, too? The plan was chillingly simple. I drove to a neighboring state, to a seedy part of a city I'd never been to. I found a guy who knew a guy who could get me a new identity, a real one, for a price. A clean social security number, a birth certificate for a John Doe who had died as a child. I became Marcus Thorne. I closed the bank accounts for Leo. I told Sam everything. He was horrified, but he loved me, and he saw the deep, festering pain in my eyes. He agreed to come with me, to become someone new too. Then I made the final move. I mailed a package to my parents' house. Inside was my old, worn wallet. Inside the wallet was my original driver's license, Daniel's license. It was stained with what looked like blood. It was fake blood from a costume shop. There was no note, just the wallet in a plain manila envelope, postmarked from a city near the state park where Alex had disappeared. The message was clear. I had gone looking for my brother, and I had shared his fate. We moved across the country. Marcus and his partner Jules started a new life. But I was a ghost, haunting my own past. I created anonymous social media profiles to watch my family. I saw the obituary they posted for me. Daniel, beloved son, tragically lost while searching for his brother, Alex. The hypocrisy was staggering. I read the comments from family friends expressing how heartbroken my parents were. They held a joint memorial service. They buried 2 empty caskets. For a while, I felt a grim sense of satisfaction. They got the tragedy they deserved. They had mourned the wrong son all along, but the feeling didn't last. I watched my mother's posts grow increasingly desperate and sad. I saw my father, once a vibrant man, become a hollowed-out shell. Their golden child was gone, and the son they disowned was, in their minds, a heroic figure who died trying to save him. They had rewritten my entire narrative in death, casting me as a tragic hero, a role I never could have played in life. 5 years into my new life, my father died. The obituary said it was a heart attack. Everyone said he died of a broken heart. I sat in my living room, thousands of miles away, and sobbed. Not for the man he was, but for the man he could never be for me. The finality of it was crushing. There would be no reconciliation, no late-night phone call of apology. That door was sealed forever. My mother was now completely alone. The facade of her perfect life was in ruins. The guilt, which I had kept locked away, began to seep out. My revenge, which had felt so justified, now felt like a monstrous, unforgivable act. The catalyst was my mother's cancer diagnosis. It was aggressive. She wasn't going to make it. Sam found me staring at her Facebook page, at a photo of her in a hospital bed, looking small and frail. "You have to go to her," he said softly. "I can't," I whispered. "How do I explain? Hi, Mom, I'm not dead. It was just a prank. It would kill her faster than the cancer. Keeping this secret will kill you," he replied. I was torn in two. The angry, betrayed son wanted to let her die believing the lie, to let my revenge be complete. The little boy who still craved his mother's love couldn't let her go to her grave. Without seeing me one last time, I flew back to my hometown for the first time in 15 years. I walked into the hospital room, my heart pounding. My mother was asleep. She looked so much older, so fragile. Her eyes fluttered open. She squinted at me, confused. Then, a dawning, impossible recognition. "Daniel," she breathed, her voice a dry rustle. "Am I dreaming?" "No, Mom," I said, my voice cracking as I took her hand. "It's me. I'm here." Tears streamed down her face. "They said you were dead. They found your wallet." "I know," I said, the weight of a decade of lies crushing me. "Mom, I need to tell you the truth. All of it." And I did. I told her about the pain of their rejection, about seeing Alex's death as a way to show them what it felt like to truly lose me. I told her about the fake blood, the mailed wallet, the new identity. I confessed to the most cruel and elaborate revenge a son could possibly enact on his own family. I expected her to be horrified, to scream at me, to call me a monster. Instead, she just kept crying, holding my hand tighter. When I finished, she was silent for a long time. All those years, she whispered, I thought I had failed Alex by letting him go on that hike. But I failed you first. Long before you left, I made you feel like you had to die for us to finally see you. In her dying days, my mother offered me an absolution I did not deserve. We had 2 weeks together. We talked about everything, my life, my art, Sam. She met him over a video call. She died knowing her son was alive, and finally, truly, seeing the man he had become. I am Marcus now. It's who I am. My mother took the full truth of my deception to her grave. The world still believes Daniel is dead. I am a ghost, living a life built on the ashes of my own past. My revenge was perfect. I made them mourn me. I made them regret their treatment of me. I won. But the victory is the loneliest place on earth. I have my life with Sam, and I'm grateful for it every day. But I also carry the knowledge that I am capable of a cruelty that mirrors the one I fled from. I used my father's funeral and my mother's deathbed as acts in my personal drama of revenge and absolution. I am free. I am loved. I am a monster. And I have to find a way to live with all 3. TLDR, after my family disowned me for being gay. I saw the news that my golden child brother had died in a hiking accident. Consumed by years of bitterness, I faked my own death, making them believe I died searching for him. I started a new life and watched from afar as they mourned both sons for years, only returning to confess to my dying mother on her deathbed.